refuge until enlightened to the Buddha, the Dharma, the Sangha. By my accumulations of practice of keeping and so forth, may I become a Buddha to benefit sentient beings. I go for refuge until enlightened to the Buddha, the Dharma, the Sangha. By my accumulations of practice of keeping and so forth, may I become a Buddha to benefit sentient beings. I go for refuge until enlightened to the Buddha, the Dharma, the Sangha. By my accumulations of practice of giving and so forth, may I become a Buddha to benefit all sentient beings. Sanye Joda Zoge Jonam La Janju Badu Dane Gyapsu Che Dage Jinso Kebe Sonam Dola Benjir Sanye Dubarisho Sanye Joda Zoge Jonam La Janju Badu Dane Gyapsu Che Dage Jinso Kebe Sonam Ge Dola Benjir Sanye Dubarisho Sanye Joda Zoge Jonam Chanju Badu Dane Gyapsu Che Dage Jinso Gebe Sonam Dola Benjir Sanje Drupare Sho Om Ye Dharma Hetu Prabhavam Hetum Tesham Dathagato Yavatat Tesham Jayo Nirodha Evam Bhati Mahashramana Yesva Om Ye Dharma Hetu Prabhavam Hetum Desham Nathagato Yavatat Desham Jayo Nirodha Evam Bhati Mahashramana Yesva Om Ye Dharma Hetu Prabhavam Hetum Desham Nathagato Yavatat Desham Jayo Nirodha Evam Bhati Mahashramana Yesva. All phenomena arise from causes. The causes are taught by the Tathagata. The cessation causes as well as taught by the great seer. Okay, we are on page 10, verse number 58. Page number 11, verse number 58. If one possesses a locus, one becomes attached or detached. Meaning, in the dream. In the dream, like in dreams, so what has happened? The dream, there are two kinds, conventional dream and unconventional dream. From the conventional dream, we wake up every day. And from the unconventional dream, we have never woken up. From the unconventional dream, we have never woken up. And of course, if there's somebody who is, maybe we never know, there must be one or two who are already awakened from the unconventional dream. Anyone? None here. Anyone? Okay. Okay, let's say that nobody is awakened here. Nobody is awakened from the unconventional dream. So just as in the conventional dream, we can engage in the acts of attachment. We can engage in the acts of what is this? This is for talk. Oh. Okay, the best is keep it later, not now. Yeah. Your name? Valerie. Valerie, keep it with you. Right. Okay, that's better. Okay. Okay. So our text minister, they know Ajay Bimla, and Ajay Bimla said the second assistant, first assistant is Jigmela. Second one is Valerie. Valeria, Valerie. Valeria. Thank you. Okay. So it is like being in the dream. In the conventional dream, you engage in negativities, which means attached to the conscious dream. And then in the dream, we also detach ourselves from oh no, I shouldn't be doing like this. For some, this is, I read one biography of one, say the monk. There was from a very remote place in Laul Spiti. And that's amazing. Of course, like the practitioners from the past life who practice so well, they can be taken birth in any places. And it was a very remote place where I don't think there's any possibility for these extensive studies. And this boy, he became a monk at the age of maybe like 6 or 7. No, not monk at that point. He was just like in those places, like the group of burglars, right? Burglars, and he became a part of it. And then the younger ones, they're being taught by the elders, senior burglars, dacoits, how to kill, steal. And this boy, who must be aged like 10, 11, 12, and so the younger ones, they had to go with the seniors. So the younger ones were the attendants of the seniors. And when he reached age 13, he is supposed to be the independent dacoit now. So he had to go on his own to steal, kill, whatever. Every time he was on the verge to, so you could try to steal something, then the other person knows about it, the person will come to fight you, you stab, and all these things training were already given. When he was about to do that, a tiger would jump. In his vision. He was the vision of the tiger jumping and slapping his paw, the tiger's paw on his face very forcefully. Every time he engaged in doing bad things, that happens. Then he thought, what is this? What do you think is good or bad? Very good. If you engage in negativities and then something happens like this, it is the result of your Dhamma practice in the former lives. Whereas if you do, the good things and then something like this is not a good thing, right? Then you will stop doing it. Sometimes people, even the Tibetan community, were incredibly brilliant masters at the air, extremely learned. The enlightened teaches about the naivety is also equally prevalent in Tibet. See, some people, they said that I go to do Dharma and then I have all the illnesses happening. When somebody does Dharma, then obstacles come, illness and so forth happen. So they, can this happen? Yes, it can happen. Even to engage in Dharma requires a lot of merit. And then they go to some people who are known as astrologers or counselors, oracles, and so forth. And they themselves are also ordinary people. They themselves are ordinary. They live by this. And then some of them, they are too naive. Even these advisors, too naive. They accumulate so much negative karma. And they will say that they listen. First, you listen. You don't have confidence what to advise. You listen. Oh, I do this practice. Then I'll go to listen to this teaching. Then I've met with this obstacle. I do this teaching, that the obstacle. So what should I do? They will say, oh, you have to stop doing this thing. It can have effect on your life. It can be there's a threat to your life. So you better stop doing dharma for the next, few years. This is a disaster. The person who counsels, it can be so much of negative. You are severing the virtue of somebody else. This is a disaster. So, say somebody, ignorant person leading another ignorant person to another darkness. This is a big, big disaster. So therefore, the point is that these things happen, even in the Tibetan community, while there are so many brilliant teachers there. Yeah. Okay. So, with this, what I'm saying is that in the dream, like this teacher, later this young boy, he became such yogi. Then he went into Dharma, because he cannot do bad things. The moment he does some bad things, the tiger comes to slap him, right? So he's so scared. So what he can do, he do something which is opposite of bad thing. What's the opposite of bad thing? Good things. So then he become great yogi, amazing great yogi. Then he spent whole his life as a solitary retreatant, as a hermit throughout his life. Yeah. So let's say that in dream, you say you dream of one part where, so some people they dream of total indulgence, some people they dream of doing good things, still in both cases, believing that the dream is real. So, whereas the third person wakes up and will not be affected by, that is in the first case, indulgence, negativities. In the second case, virtues, but tainted by the believing dream is real. The third one is the uncontaminated virtue. You getting it? Third one is uncontaminated virtue. Second one is a contaminated virtue. First one is the negativities. Negativities, contaminated virtues, uncontaminated virtues. Only when you get uncontaminated virtues, you are freed you are liberated from samsara. Okay. 58. If one possesses a locus, one becomes attached or detached. In both cases, believing that things are object real. But the great beings who are devoid of locus, meaning that who sees that nothing is objectively real as a locus point, they have neither attachment nor detachment, meaning that they have transcended. They get to what is known as the supramundane or the uncontaminated virtues. Uncontaminated virtues. 59. Those who do not waver even with the fluctuating mind. This is a very beautiful statement. Those who do not waver even with the fluctuating mind. What is our mind like? Our mind, what I usually say is that while you are still young, it's good that you learn the Dharma so well, the particular philosophy and psychology so well. Why? Because that, I would say, Nalanda philosophy and psychology so well. When you do that, then over time, when you say, at the moment, you have no time for the attend classes, or I have no time for NDC, for NMC2, and so forth. I have this class, that class, so forth. And gradually, because what? Because of this thing to do, that thing to do, because of job, and so forth. And gradually, you retire. Once you retire, then the younger ones are busy. They have no time for you, right? And then your age group, this person cannot walk, they have this problem, that problem, this one, they could not come to join you, right? So you're at home by yourself. And then you feel so lonely. You're getting it? You become so lonely. This extremely complicated problem. So, if you study the Dhamma so well, there's no room for you to become lonely. During the COVID time, my friend, his wife, his wife was deliberately sometimes forcing my friend to go to see me, saying that you must go to meet Geshe, right? And he said, why? Right? Oh, Geshe must be feeling so bored, always staying there in the room, right? Not getting anywhere to go. So, Geshe, I'm coming. Why? Why are you coming? Why? You have a reason. And for me, he stays 3, 4, 5, 6 hours easily. It was a total waste of my time. Right? And then he was saying, Gishala, can I come? Right? Why? Do you have a reason? Is this, you really have to come? They said, no, my wife is forcing me to go to you. So why? Because she thinks that, Gishala, she said that you are feeling bored. Right? You are feeling bored by yourself, and then he needs the company, you must go there, eat with him, right? It's total waste of my time, right? I cannot say this, he'll feel offended, right? And then I told him nicely, saying that, for me the best thing is to be by myself. If you come, I don't mind, but the best thing is that I have to be by myself. I have so many things to do. There's no time to feel bored. You're getting it? So I would say, I was just anticipating that I'll become the age where that I'm retired. Right? Then I would a lot of things to do. Okay, this is what I'm anticipating. So what I'm saying is, in short, as you grow older, you feel happier, happier, happier. Another one, as you grow older, you miss your youth. Two things. As you grow older, you miss your youth means that you are bound to feel lonely. You did not use your life productively. As you grow older, you become happier, happier, happier. Instead of missing the youth, you have so many fruitful things to do and you get time to do these things. This is a wise person. This is a person who used the life very productively. You getting? And even I would say some of the professors also, once they retire, they have nothing to do, right? So it's a sort of whatever they have been teaching all their life, it's just for the sake of earning a livelihood. That's it. Not really for one's own growth. In fact, the professor, of course, with the different disciplines, professors related to philosophy, and particularly Buddhist philosophy, if you feel bored, that is very unfortunate, extremely unfortunate, which means that whole life you have wasted on the teaching something, not for your personal growth, but just for the sake of livelihood. Whereas, if you teach, you spend your life for your personal growth, particularly at this young age, if you learn the Dharma so well, then later on, wow, the experience of emptiness, they're so profound. Experience of bodhicitta is amazingly beautiful. So why people go for, like say, the Bali? Anybody who went to Bali? 1, 2, Indonesia, 3. Why do people go to Bali? Why? Any? Yes, okay. We did that. Why? Why Bali? Huh? Beautiful ocean, beautiful. You gotta say there's a sense of beauty. The most beautiful thing in this universe is compassion. Bodhicitta. This most beautiful thing. Beautiful ocean is nothing in comparison with the bodhicitta. It's so beautiful. You can experience it yourself. And wherever you go, you don't have to go to Bali. Bali is inside you 24 hours. It's so beautiful. You're getting it? It will just make you go into tears, from the tears out of joy. So these are the things where you are young. There are so many things to do. Study, sitting for UPSC exam, right? Stress, tension. Then what? Job, right? And then the job, what? The 9 to 5 job. So many things to do. And then okay, after retirement, what? Right? If you're going to feel lonely, then this is very unfortunate. While you are still young, it's so important to make sure that when you grow older, this does not happen. This should not happen to you. Okay? Particularly, I would say, when you are bedridden, when you grow old, bedridden, dependent, still you should have so many things to do. And the people who are with you, they should be feeling happy that they are serving you. You're getting it? Not that they see you as a burden. So for this, how? If you become somebody who's so grumpy, right? Grumpy, because that you physically you cannot manage, right? And mentally you become slow and you become grumpy, then even the people who are helping you, right? They will find it very difficult to manage you. And then you will see that, you could feel that others are feeling you as a burden. Others see you as a burden. When you feel that, then your depression will go deeper and deeper and deeper. So therefore, instead of the people feeling you as a burden, they should feel you as a source of joy. They simply want to be with you. Why? Because where you radiate compassion within you, where you radiate wisdom within you, everybody will be happy to be with you. Because everybody's in stress. They're in stress. Because they're in stress, just to be with you, they feel that their stress is released. They feel the distressing effect by being with you. So instead of them feeling you as a burden, they will feel you as, wow, there's a source of joy for us. And it's a great honor that I'm helping, serving this person. So this is the purpose. And then next life, guaranteed, taken care of, not worry. Okay, these are things that we need to keep in mind. So these studies, number one. Number two, these studies, just a first time study of this complicated text. Very complicated. And I try to teach them in a very simple way. Because I have many years of experience teaching, the beginners. So the first experience that I had of teaching such complicated, not even the complicated texts. You like to hear that? First experience, what is that like? You like to hear that? I must be in my 20s, late 20s. Already learned about emptiness and so forth. Very sophisticated and very enthusiastic. The burning energy inside. I must teach, I must help others, right? Everybody's in samsara, I have to help others. By how? Teaching emptiness. And just so energy, burning energy inside, right? Full of energy. And physically very strong. And mentally so much enthusiasm. Totally inexperienced. Completely inexperienced. Go there. And then a group of Ladakhi soldiers. There's a group there, close to my monastery. So they invited somebody to give a lecture on Buddhist philosophy. So somehow through my teacher or some friends, I was invited. So I went there. And the rest of the soldiers, they have their own responsibility in the daytime, their training, all that. There's one soldier I was in my late 20s. Mid-20s, not even late 20s, mid-20s. And this soldier, whose job was to take care of the temple there. The temporary temple for the soldiers, or for the army. Ladakhi army, Buddhist temple. That is his job. So therefore, I was invited there to give a talk. Talk was just for 1 hour, right? That to the next day. So today, whole day free. And then being with this this gentleman, and they have this, the Ladakhi soldiers, their faith in Dharma is amazing. And this gentleman who was already in his 50s, with no exposure to philosophy, and this young boy full of enthusiasm, right, wanting to save the sentient beings right now, to Buddhahood, right, and no experience, totally new in experience, fresh in experience. Go there, and then saw that he saw it. Wow, this is the right person. Whatever learned the last 12 years, I just vomited in 1 hour. To somebody who had no experience of philosophy, no experience of logic, no training in studies. Right? He was listening. After 1 hour, his eyelids double folded. What happened? So the brain must be so confused. What's going on, right? Must be so confused that the brain, what kind of signals are sent? Brains is so confused that it does not know what kind of signals to send. And the eyelids, signals are wrongly sent to the eyelids, and eyelids double folded. What happened? I'm trying to help you. You are double. What happened? Instead I stopped. You're getting it? Okay. So this is my experience of a very enthusiastic boy wanting to save sentient beings to Buddhahood, right? So within 1 hour. Okay. So in comparison with this, what I was like 25 years ago. So now, I've been years of experience teaching the beginners. So that still, I know that many of you got very confused. Don't worry, if you study the same text or similar to this, there are many texts. But I would surely suggest you to study the more basic teachings of the Dhamma, but in a very systematic way. That would greatly help us. And then later, as you grow older, when you retire, by the time, you know about what emptiness is, what bodhicitta is, the four seals, everything you know, you have a lot of materials to meditate on. You have no time for feeling bored. You're getting it? You have no time to feel lonely. You have a lot of things to do. And you see that every moment there's joy increasing ever and ever more. This is what we should aim at. So this, we can't expect that, okay, first let me retire. Then I will think about it. No, you have to do right now at this age, while you are in your 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, whatever age you are now. This is the time that we have to do it. And keep in mind that how many of you think that you're old, raise hands? Okay. The point is that each one of us, you are the youngest now of the lifespan that you are left with. You agree with me or not? You are the youngest of the lifespan that you are left with. You are the youngest today. Yes, no. Use this youth, right? Don't waste this youth. You, myself, all. Not just you. I should also be reminded of this fact. Okay. So with this in mind, 58. Okay, no, 59. Those who do not waver, even with their fluctuating mind. What is a mind like? Our mind is like a monkey, fluctuating mind, right? And in a way, this mind is so precious that it does not really stay stagnant, passive, slow. And this is why when one grows older, you grow to, particularly after if you don't really study all these things, if you don't have these things, then youth go purely into indulgence. Then you grow old, finish. You are bound to feel extremely lonely. Okay, so but our mind still is like a monkey. You getting it? So because of this, sometimes if we are not being careful, when you have nothing to do, then our mind can become extremely cynical. This is very dangerous. Because I've seen that in my life. People who reaches age like 60, 70, who retire, and then they nothing to do, and then no education, no study, no reading book, nothing. And then their mind is still, like our mind, same mind, still wanting to grab for something. So what to grab? Nothing to grab at. When you are young, you have so many things to grab, meaning that you have work to do, job, not being able to finish this, somebody, there's so many things. And then suddenly, nothing. Then your mind is still like this. Then you become so picky, in for small things. You create problems because of, my neighbor passed by this road, right? And then he parked the car in the wrong direction. This is not his job. In your place, if it's car, there's a different story. And he parked it in the market there, right? Oh, your mind can really go demon. It's very dangerous. So, this is the fluctuating. Yet, although this is the natural mind, if you see the emptiness, instantly this fluctuating mind will stop wavering, stop fluctuating, without being forced. Those who do not waver, even with their fluctuating mind, in such terms as this is utterly absent of objective reality. Nothing is objectively there. The mind automatically stops from involuntary pull and push. In such terms as this utterly absent of objective reality, they will cross the unbearable ocean of samsara, agitated by the monster of afflictions. They will cross this ocean, which is otherwise filled with monster afflictions. You'll cross this and you're freed from the afflictions. This is the benefit of seeing emptiness. So, only when we get experience of emptiness, glimpse of emptiness, then you are the best person to say that wisdom of emptiness is the only liberating path. Without this, bodhicitta, tantra, whatever you do, they will not liberate us. You getting it? This is the only liberating path. But then what about the other paths? Do we require them? Yes, of course we require them. For example, say the only medicine as of now, only medicines antibiotics that will help us to get rid of the tuberculosis is isoniazid, rifampicin, ethambutol. But do we need good food? Do we need the good rest? Yes, we need all these things. Just by taking these medicines will not guarantee that your problem will be over. If you don't take proper rest, if you don't eat the proper food, done. Even this medicine will not work. But by taking good rest, food, and so forth, if this antibiotic is missing, your disease will not go away. So in all, we require from all these things, what actually gets rid of your, say, the tuberculosis is these antibiotics. But the other factors are required. So this is what you can get the feel, confidence within yourself when you get a glimpse of emptiness. Then you are the best person. Otherwise, say, the people have their own different they follow different traditions, and they've claimed that my path is the best path. This will liberate. This will take you to Buddhahood. All others are, they don't, even some people, they even dissuade you from doing other wholesome things, saying that don't do anything, just do this and it'll take you to Buddhahood. And then how you convince that this will actually take you to Buddhahood? So for this we need to have a very systematic, say, the unraveling of your wisdom. You must look for the resources which will help you to activate your intelligence to judge, to make a proper judgment of what actually takes us to remove our mental defilements and what actually the supports, not really get to the purification mind. Okay, finally, verse 16. Through this virtue may all beings gather accumulations of merit and wisdom. May they attain the true sublime Buddha bodies, which arise from merit and wisdom. Okay, this is the dedication prayer made by Arya Nagarjuna. So after all this teaching, this wisdom of emptiness, Arya Nagarjuna pray that each one of us, everyone, whether you're Buddhist or not, doesn't matter. Everyone has the Buddha nature, seed of perfection. Buddha nature doesn't mean Buddhism. It simply means the seed of perfection, the hidden treasure of ultimate happiness. It is there with all the beings. So how to awaken this? How to awaken this? That it requires the correct information, correct direction to unfold this, number one. Number two, energy to unfold this. For example, if you want to go to the audience with His Holiness the Dalai Lama, we need two things. We need the place where we need to know, place where to go. If you go south, you should be going like this, in this direction, not this direction, right? This direction, Ajiji? His Holiness. This direction. Okay, in this direction, not going towards the opposite direction. If you go the opposite direction, you will never reach your desired goal. So you need to have the proper direction, number one. Number two, with the proper direction, if you don't have the energy, you cannot go. You should have the energy. In some cases, you have the energy, but you don't have the proper direction. You go in the opposite direction. Some people have the direction, but they don't have the energy. So we require both. What is this direction? Direction is like the eyes to see the reality. So that is wisdom. Wisdom will give us the eyes to see. So what is more important? Okay, let's say the car, the steering. This gives you the direction. It will make you to go in the proper direction. The steering is for that purpose. And the oil or the gas, that's for the energy of the car. Which is more important? Both are important. You're getting it? Both are equally important. Without the steering, even if the gas, say the car has the full gas, it can take you haywire. Even if the steering is so good, without the gas, the car will not even move. Right? We require both. Likewise, what is the steering like? This is wisdom, to give the eyes to see where you're going, the wisdom to see the emptiness. And then what is the energy? Energy of the bodhicitta. Why the Mother's Day they don't feel burnout? Why the Mother's Day don't feel burnout after taking care of the little child for years and years and years? Why the helper easily feels burnout if the helper is to take care of this child for 1 month, 2 months, 24 hours? Why? Because in the mother there's tremendous energy there. What gives the mother the energy? Love and compassion. So the one which gives us a maximum energy to go into this journey of enlightenment is the compassion, love and affection. And the greatest of the love, the most sensible love, is the bodhicitta. So the wing of the wisdom, the wing of the merit of the energy, the supreme of which is the bodhicitta. And this bodhicitta must be supported by great compassion. And great compassion must be supported by renunciation. Okay, so these are two wings required for us to cross the ocean of samsara. Okay, with this in mind, we see that with the two wings, we require the two wings, the wisdom and the merit. Wisdom and the merit is for your energy to cross the ocean of samsara, to undertake this journey. And so these will primarily these two, when you become enlightened, what you have is that you have to benefit other beings. Yes, when you become enlightened, your job is to benefit all the infinite beings. To benefit the beings, what benefits beings is your physical body. Because beings have to come in contact with you. This contact is through the physical body, not through the mind. You're getting it? So you have the body and you have the mind. Your body manifestations with different bodies. These are primarily for the sentient, to benefit sentient beings. That is the ultimate, the body, your body, meaning the physical manifestations in the form of Arya Manjushri, Arya Vlakteshvara, or a Vajrapani, or a Maitreya, or Shri Guru Samaja, Shri Heruka, and so forth, all these manifestations are to benefit the beings. So this is known as the Rupakaya, or the in Tibetan, the Suku. Suku in English, form body of the Buddha. Form body of the Buddha, primarily to render the greatest of the service to the sentient beings. Ultimate goodness for the sentient beings. The form body of the Buddha for the ultimate goodness of sentient beings. Then the Buddha also has the mind. And the mind is like the moon, full moon, right? Where all the mental stains are gone. Because all the mental stains are gone, afflictive obstacles are gone, you become a fearless person. Cognitive obstacles are gone, you experience infinite happiness. So these two experiences are for yourself. That's known as the Dharmakaya and the Rupakaya. So you, as a one individual, attains these two perfect bodies. Form body for the ultimate benefit of sentient beings. And the Dharmakaya, which is the truth body of your mind, that is for the ultimate goodness for yourself. So when you reach that state, you attain the two ultimate goodnesses. Ultimate goodness for others and the ultimate goodness for yourself. And the ultimate goodness for others is Rupakaya, form body of the Buddha. Ultimate goodness for yourself is Dharmakaya, the truth body of the Buddha for yourself. So these two are combined together. You attain these two in unison. That is the meaning of the fully awakened state. Okay, so Arya Nagarjuna dedicated these virtues, that through this virtue of the composition of the 60 verses on empty reasoning to establish emptiness, through this virtue may all beings gather accumulations of merit and wisdom, the wing of the wisdom and the merit. And okay, first let me finish this. May they attain the two sublime Buddha bodies. What are the Buddha bodies? Form body of the Buddhas and the truth body of the Buddhas, or the Rupakaya and the Dharmakaya. Rupakaya for ultimate goodness of others, and the Dharmakaya, ultimate goodness for yourself. So this is the greatest achievement that you can think of in this universe. Win-win. The best thing for others, best thing for yourself. So this is the statement, the attainment of Buddhahood. Okay, this completes 60 stanzas of reasoning to establish emptiness, composed by Master Nagarjuna himself, Indian abbot Mudita Shri, and the Tibetan translator Pasavni Matak. They standardized it with further revisions. English translation by Geshé Jimba. The translation was prepared on the basis of a careful reading of both the Sanskrit original and its Tibetan translation, and by consulting Acharya Chandrakriti's commentary, as well as Tsongkhapa's notes on these 60 stanzas of reasoning. Yes, okay, so as the auspicious indication, I will just read some passage from the beginning. 60 stanzas of reasoning by Arya Nagarjuna, Sanskrit. Yukti Stika Karika, Tibetan Ribatujupa, homage to the youthful Manjushri, homage to the great sage who taught the dependent origination, the means by which are eliminated arising and destruction or ceasing, those whose minds have transcended existence and non-existence and abides no more in them. They realized the meaning of conditioned existence, the profound absence of objectification. Okay, we learn. Okay, we have now a few minutes. Okay, what we'll do is that we'll do the emptiness meditation. Okay, we'll do the emptiness meditation this morning. I deliberately did not do that this morning for the reason that others can join us, right? Are you ready? So this is going to be like a guided meditation on emptiness, and the why guided is for us to learn how to meditate on emptiness. Or shall we do the four essentials? If we do the four essentials, then it'll become easy for us for us to do the meditation in the afternoon, right? And tomorrow we have 2 sessions. Then afternoon we have the soul offering. Yes. Okay, I think better we'll do the four essentials very quickly. First, what are the four essentials? Let me enumerate what the four essentials are. So usually, even the four essentials, to introduce four essentials will minimum take like a few sessions. But here, I'm going to do it very quickly because that the basic background I already gave you the first, I think, the 3 days. Okay, four essentials. The first one is essential of identifying the object of negation. The essential of identifying the object of negation. Number 1, essential of identifying the object of negation. Number 2, the first, essential of identifying the object of negation. Number 2, essential of understanding the emptiness of the objects being intrinsically one with its parts. Let me repeat it. Essential of understanding the emptiness of the objects being intrinsically one with its parts. Essential of understanding the emptiness of the objects being intrinsically one with its parts. Number 3, essential of understanding the emptiness of the objects being intrinsically different from its parts. Okay, Daisy, you have it by heart. What's the third one? Essential of understanding emptiness.
Essential of understanding the emptiness of being intrinsically different from its parts.
Good. Essential of understanding the emptiness of the objects being intrinsically different from its parts. That's number 3. Number 4. Daisy.
Essential of understanding the pervasion that which is neither intrinsically same of its parts nor intrinsically different from its parts is empty of objectivity.
Very good. Essential of understanding the pervasion. Essential of understanding the pervasion. Pervasion, Pervasion. Essential of understanding the pervasion that anything which is empty of being intrinsically one and intrinsically different from its parts entails the emptiness of objective existence of the object. Let me repeat it. Essential of understanding the pervasion. Essential of understanding the pervasion that anything which is empty of intrinsically, anything which is empty of being intrinsically one with its parts and intrinsically different from its parts entails the emptiness of objective existence of the object. Essential of understanding the pervasion that anything which is empty of being intrinsically one and intrinsically different from its parts entails the emptiness of objective existence of the object. You all got it? Or you all got it? If you okay. The first is essential of understanding the object of negation. Essential of understanding the object of negation, number 1. Number 2. Okay, some of you may wonder, what is negation? I don't understand it. How can you go to number 2? Don't worry, just note it down, then I'll explain it. Number 2, essential of understanding the emptiness of the objects being intrinsically one with its parts. Done? Number 3, essential of understanding the emptiness of the objects being intrinsically different. Just replace the one by different. That's it. Number 3, essential of understanding the emptiness of the objects being intrinsically different from its parts. Number 4, essential of understanding the pervasion that anything which is empty, anything which is empty of being, intrinsically one and intrinsically different from its parts, entails the emptiness of objective existence of the object. Okay, so the conclusion. Therefore, emptiness of objectivity of the object is the objectivity of the object. Therefore, emptiness of objectivity of the object is the objectivity of the object. Emptiness of objectivity of the object is the objectivity of the object. And if you really feel a great ease with this statement, emptiness of objectivity of the object is the object of the object. If you get a feel of this, you are extremely meritorious in ways that you are getting to emptiness somewhere. If you don't get a feel of this, and then of course it'll take time. We can't just read Arya Nagarjuna's text like this, say 1 day, 2 days. Yeah, I didn't nihilism, absolutism. If this is the attitude, impossible to understand this. Emptiness of objectivity of the object is objective of object. Impossible to understand this. In fact, I like to share this with you that 2019 I was in Israel for a conference on consciousness organized by extremely renowned neuroscientist, a very senior neuroscientist, Israeli neuroscientist. He is so popular particularly in Europe. He organized this conference on consciousness, and he and many neuroscientists were also there. His juniors were there, and other senior neuroscientists were also there. Psychologists were there, and I was also invited there for this conference. And then in fact, I would say this was one of the best conferences that I enjoyed. It's very forthright, head-on discussion, just attacking directly, right? I don't mind you feel offended, not offended, right? This is my question. Direct questions are being asked. It's head-on question, no diplomatic, It's extremely productive. I really enjoyed it. This reminded me of my time in the IBD and in Debung Monastery, where all these debates were going on, just head-on questions like this, like barrages of missiles coming. So I really liked it. And during my presentation, finally I conclude by this, the statement, emptiness of objective of the object is objective of the object. And then I sat down. Then our conference finished, and then the people come to, okay, so we have some discussions here and there, and then the host, extremely renowned neuroscientist, he must be already in his, I think, early 70s, and he was asking somebody, what did he say? Emptiness of objectivity of what? He was asking somebody, and the person said, why don't you ask him directly, right? He brought him to me, and then I brought him. And he was like a small child, like literally he was so fascinated. Look, brilliant people, they're always fascinated by the brilliant thoughts. So these are all the thoughts of Arya Nagarjuna, or original taught by the Buddha, further explained by Arya Nagarjuna. So he was being so brilliant, he just picked up this part. He was memorizing like a small child. Emptiness of objectivity of the object is objective of the object. Emptiness of objectivity of the object is objective of the object. He was memorizing like this, like a small child. Wow, that's amazing. This is what I saw Mani Diva doing the same. She also did it. You did it? She was memorizing emptiness of objective of the object. Right? Remember it. Yet. Okay, so the idea is that this is so precious, very important point. Now quickly explain this. Still we have another 7 minutes. To quickly explain this, number one, the object of negation. Object negation means, for example, if I say, I don't have, let's say that, I don't have the, what? Let's say, I don't have a mobile. What is negated? Mobile is negated, or I having a mobile is negated. Me having a mobile is negated. You're getting it? Otherwise, mobile cannot be negated. Mobile is everywhere in the shops. Okay, so the before 1800, there was no car. What is negated? The car existing before 1800 is negated. So what is negated is known as object negation. So okay. I don't know. This time I picked up only yellow flower, not the pink flower. Huh? Okay, let's do it. Okay. This is a flower, but this is not a chocolate. This flower is not a chocolate. What's negated? This flower being a chocolate is negated. What's the object of negation? This flower being a chocolate is object of negation. You getting it? Okay, this flower is not permanent. What's object of negation? This flower being permanent is object of negation. This flower does not exist objectively. Objective existence of this flower is the object of negation. So, with respect to emptiness of the flower, we're talking about the 4 essentials in order to establish emptiness. And if the label 4 essentials, we call it 4 essentials to establish emptiness. So, all these 4 are related, or all these are explained in the context of explaining emptiness. So, object negation is also in the context of establishing emptiness. To know the emptiness of flower, so when we say emptiness of what? Emptiness of the objective existence of the flower. So what is object negation? Objective existence of flower is the object negation of the emptiness of the flower. You getting it? So we have to identify that so well. If you don't identify the object negation well, then you cannot negate it properly. If you cannot negate it, then you will not get emptiness. If you don't get emptiness, you will continue to be in the dream. You're going to be affected by the dream all the time. You cannot wake up from the sleep of ignorance. So therefore, the first point is so crucial. Identify the object negation so well. And for the same, how do we go wrong in identifying object negation well? There are 2 potential, say, the flaws which we can get into while trying to identify object negation. Say, one is known as maximalist redundancy, and the other one is known as minimalist inadequacy. Let me repeat it. Maximalist redundancy and minimalist inadequacy. So these are the 2 problems where we can end up while trying to identify object negation. In other words, if you end up in these 2 problems, we fail to identify object negation well. Maximalist redundancy and minimalist inadequacy. Okay. So what is maximalist redundancy? Which means that, for example, if I say that, what did you learn? So I went to Deer Park, I learned about emptiness. What do you mean? What is emptiness? Emptiness means nothing exists. Nothing exists. Is it true or not? Huh? No, I learned that everything is empty. Nothing exists. Is it true or not? That's not true. So, when I identify emptiness wrong, which means that I got the object negation wrong. I did not get the object negation correctly. So here was a problem. Did say when I say that everything is empty, nothing exists, I'm objecting something, I'm negating something. What I negate, do I negate more than what is to be negated, or I negate less than what is to be negated? For example, let's say that, okay, let's say that the, okay, let's say, okay, Ajiji wants to, okay, not Ajiji. Okay, Shrikant, right? Shrikant so excited with BMW car, right? So let's say Shrikant is so excited to buy BMW car. And then let's say that, who? Okay, Sonamla promised, hey, Shrikant, don't worry, we are friends. I'll give you a brand new, what? BMW car, right? And then you buy that, I'll give you money. How much money he gives? He gives you 2,000 rupees. Right? Right? He might give you. So what's the problem with this? Shirikan, what's the problem? It is too less, inadequate, right? This is known as minimalist inadequacy. You do not get what is required. You do not get it. And then, say, Dumala, she does not require BMW car. She only requires, what? She only requires a nice cup. Nice cup, right? Nice cup, which costs you maximum 1,000 rupees. Let's say 1,000 rupees. And then she is asking for help, right? And she went to, let's say, Tenzin Shandenla, Piali, right? Tenzin Shandenla, please, oh. Okay. So deliberately, Sanamla. Okay. Someday, by the I don't want to hold the flower. I don't know why. Okay. Right. So, Tenzin Shandala said that, okay, Domala, don't worry. Don't worry. I'll teach you how to get money to buy a mug, right? Okay. You work for, let's say there's a job. This job will give you, say this job will give you enough money to buy a cup. What's the job? How long? For 1 year job. 1 year job. Hey, you have to be committed for 1 year job, then you will get the money. How much money? You may get like 2 lakhs, 3 lakhs. How much money you need? Only 1,000 rupees. You don't have to work for 1 year, right? So what's the problem? Domala, would you be happy? Why not? Only need 1,000. So why do I need 2 lakhs, 3 lakhs, 10 lakhs? Why do I know that? Is this a problem? Which problem? What problem is that? What problem? Hey, read. Maximalist? Maximalist redundancy. This is redundant. I don't need that amount of money. I just need enough, say 10,000, 1,000 rupees, that's enough. We don't need more. You getting it? So, likewise, so when we say that, okay, I went to Deer Park, I learned about the 60 the verses to establish emptiness, and what is emptiness? Oh, emptiness means nothing. Everything is empty. Nothing exists. Is it correct or not correct? Not correct. So what's the problem? Okay, what's the problem? Okay, so the Shrikant is the best person. Tell me, what's the problem? No, we talked about the two. You have to tell me that you have identified the object of negation wrongly. You could not identify the object of negation well. So when you say that I did not identify object of negation well, means that you have to say that either I fall into one of the two problems. What problem I fall into? Hey, Shrikant. Maximalist redundancy. Right? Maximalist redundancy. Okay, good. Okay, this is not Sri Lanka. It's Domala, your area. So when I say that nothing is, that the emptiness means nothing exists, what problem is this? Maximalist redundancy or minimalist inadequacy? I reject more or I reject less? Oh yes, what is that known as? Very good, maximalist redundancy. You getting it? Okay, good. So now, then let's say that the Wenden, right? Wenden, Stanza Oden, huh? Oden. No, you don't have to say. He will say he's the best person. He should know the person in this world. He should be the one to know this best. What's your name? Then, okay. So, then Tenzo comes, right? Tenzo, no, emptiness doesn't mean nothing exists. There's nihilism, this is what? Maximalist redundancy, right? Then what is emptiness? Then he says that emptiness means that everything is everything, all composite things are, nothing is permanent. Everything is empty of being permanent, right? In other words, all composite things are empty of being permanent. Is that emptiness? Everything, all composite things are empty of being permanent. Is that emptiness or not? Uh-huh. Hey, well then what is your response? No, this is not emptiness. So why not? Why not? Anyone? Why not? Anyone? Raise hands. Yes, Education. This minimalist inadequacy, how? You're only negating less. By negating this, still you cannot understand emptiness. Still, objective existence is not negated. After negating permanence, objective existence is still left there. You getting it? So therefore, you negate less than what is required. You negate less than what is required. For example, this is Shirikan's problem. So now they give only 2,000 rupees to buy BMW. Right? It's too less money. You getting it? So you reject less than what is required. In the first case, when you say that nothing exists, everything is empty, you negate more than what is required. Not only you negate objective existence, you also negate existence in the first place. You getting it? These are two problems. So we should not fall into these two problems. So my question is, emptiness. The flower is empty of objective existence. What's the objective negation? Objective existence of the flower. Next question. What does it mean by objective existence? So you have identified objective negation correctly, but it's in words. Now I'm checking the meaning. What does it mean by objective existence? Raise hands. Hey, yes, Antanaraji. Something which is not dependent on anything else. Very good. Anyone else? You can put it in different ways. There are so many ways of putting the same point. Yes. Something which exists in and of itself. Sharibema. Something which exists from its own side. What do you understand? But objective existence? No, it does not exist. If it does exist, what is it like? What is that like? Anyone? Just give your thoughts. Don't worry about the say correct, incorrect. Just say something. This will help us to activate your intelligence. Anyone? Quick. Quick. Yes, Indrajit. Huh? Something is permanent. We already said it. Permanent is, if you identify permanent to mean the objective existence, this is objective existence means permanence. So, do you identify the objective negation well? No. What's the problem? The moment you say that is not a correct identification of objective negation, you have to identify that this either fall into Maximalist redundancy or minimalist inadequacy? Which of the two problem it falls into? Minimalist inadequacy. You getting it? Anyone else? What do you understand by objective existence? Quick.
It has no parts.
Something which does not have parts. Okay. Is there anybody what do you think? Is it correct, the identity of object negation? No, no. Why not? Why not? When you say no, you have to identify that as falling into one of these two problems. Maximalist or minimalist? Which of the two problems? Minimalist. How? How? Even after rejecting independence of the parts does not entail the person to understand emptiness. That is very gross with respect to rejecting. That is very gross with respect to understanding emptiness. Good. Anyone else? Sonamla. No. Anyone else? Anyone else? Anyone else? Hey, what do you understand by objective existence? Just speak your mind. Don't worry. Correct, not correct. Huh? Miyong? Something which comes from his own nature, nothing to do with the mind. From his own nature. Valeria?
That's something that from your nature,
From itself.
yes,
Something, the book from itself. House from itself. So, good. Anyone else? Okay. So, in other words, something which exists objectively, meaning independent of the subjective mind. The mind does not have any role to play. Something which is independent of the mind, independent of the subject. If the subject removed, if the object still left, that is the object of existence. You getting it? Okay. Yes. Both meaning? Half-half. Okay. So meaning that from the object also 50%, subject from 50% is good. This is a correct meaning of objective existence? No. No. Why not? This is minimalist inadequacy. How? Even though you reject the something to be like. Okay, by the way, Pinzola, tell me very clearly. Object negation meaning 100% from the object. The reality is that things exist half-half. Is this your position? In reality, the flower exists half from the object, half from the subject. Then? What is objective? Yes, this question. This is what I'm saying. Sautrandika says the flower exists half from the object, half from the subject. This is reality. Now, what is the object negation is that the flower not as half-half, but is full from the object. 100% from the object. That is object negation for Savatantra Madhyamika. That is to be negated by saying that it's not full from the object, it's half from the object, half from the subject. Okay. So, for time being, let's say that what is the objective existence? An object existing independent of the subjective mind. You're getting it? And then others, what you said, that things exist, that the object exists from its own side, meaning independent of the mind, from what? In and of itself. So, in other words, independent of the mind, from itself. This is the meaning of objective existence. Now, how can you prove that it does not exist? Such a reality, something exists from its own side, does not exist. How can you prove that? So this will take us to the essential number 2, 3, and 4. You're getting it? We'll stop here. Tiyata Om Gate Gate Paragate Parasamgate bodhisvatyatha Om gate gate Paragate Parasamgate bodhisvatyatha Om gate gate Paragate Parasamgate bodhisvatyatha